KSAT 12, the Nightbeat, starts right now.
Nearly 1 year since 21 lives were senselessly ended at Robb Elementary School as a community prepares to grieve what the Uvalde mayor says this week will be all about.
A gambling bust where they discovered more than slot machines this afternoon. What Bexar County Sheriff's deputies uncovered today that had people going straight from betting to behind bars. But first.
Nearly 3 months after a San Antonio man was killed by 3 dogs, new legislation aimed at handling dangerous dogs is now heading to the governor's desk.
The Night Team's John Paul Barajas spoke to Ramon Najada's son, who says the bill is proof his father's death was not in vain.
I think it's a win, not just for me, but I think it's a win for the community of San Antonio. Increased penalty, but, it doesn't bring anybody back.
For Raymond Najera, there is no closure as he mourns his father, 81-year-old Ramon. The elder Najera died in a dog attack on February 24th. His wife and 2 others were hurt. Raymond says new state legislation aimed at dangerous dogs is a step in the right direction. He just wishes the changes came sooner.
The dogs had already bitten 2 people prior to that. And maybe the second time getting bitten, that, the consequences were already, would have been there. And ACS would have probably been taking more action.
House Bill 4759, also known as the Ramon Najera Act, would allow residents to file a complaint anonymously. But Animal Care Services will still take their information in case the complaint goes to court and a witness needs to be identified. It would also allow ACS to remove a dangerous dog more easily.
If they can identify specifically the attacker, the vicious, dangerous dog, the victim, they can remove the dog at that point. They don't have to wait for an affidavit.
State Senator Jose Menendez helped push the House bill authored by Representative Liz Campos through the Senate. For Najera, who is still grappling with the loss, he takes pride in the accomplishment.
You're not forgotten. That people around us did support us. That'll be my next step, is to go to his graveside and kind of tell him what happened.
Now, all of the red dots on the city map represent an open call with animal control. That includes calls for aggressive animals and animal bites. But those are just the cases that are reported. If signed, the new legislation would allow residents to report without fear of retaliation. Senator Menendez says the bill will go to the governor soon and will likely be signed in the next few weeks. Steve, Stefania.
John Paul, thank you. The Texas legislature, by the way, wraps up its regular session 1 week from today, and lawmakers are still trying to get bills to Governor Abbott's desk, including one aimed at school vouchers. The Senate's Education Committee passed its version of House Bill 100 today. The Texas Tribune is reporting that the bill could get a vote in the full Senate later this week. The Senate's version would create something called education savings accounts. Most Texas students could receive up to $8,000 to help pay for school and other related expenses. Now, the governor has threatened to call for a special session if lawmakers don't pass a bill that provides, quote, meaningful school choice. The Tribune is also reporting that the Texas House has to decide whether to accept the Senate's version of House Bill 3, and that bill specifically focuses on school safety, including active shooter protocols and mental health training for employees.
Respect and privacy are what Uvalde city leaders are asking for ahead of the 1-year mark of the Robb Elementary shooting.
And those were big topics today during a city news conference in Uvalde. Starting tomorrow night, several roads are going to be closed, in particular the ones around Robb Elementary, the downtown plaza, the Civic Center, and the murals of the 21 victims. City leaders say that they're doing this to give the victims' families privacy as they have an event before a public candlelight vigil at 7:30 p.m. at the Uvalde Memorial Park Amphitheater.
Mayor Don McLaughlin spoke about the importance of making sure the families of the victims have their own space to grieve.
We can't even imagine the pain that the families are feeling. 1 year, and we realize you still don't have the answers that you need, and it's frustrating to all of us. We will not feel the same pain that these families have had and can't even imagine it. But it's a pain this whole community has felt for a year. And together we'll move forward. And like I said, we're here to support the families, and that's what this week will be about.
It's really hard to believe, but Wednesday marks exactly 1 year since that tragedy at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. And in a special year-long project, KSAT spoke with families, survivors, policymakers, and also the people of Uvalde about their loss and also their recovery.
I'm sitting in my bus and I just see these military people, or the board tag, because they were in camo. They have kids, they're carrying kids. And so they just dart to my bus and I open the door. They look like they were very, very badly injured.
No, these kids need help. We need medical attention.
And parents are trying to get inside your bus.
They were banging and I was like, oh my God. I told them I have to go lock the door.
Some stories that you've never heard before. We're going to have live team coverage from Uvalde starting Wednesday morning on GMSA and also leading up to our special 1 year in Uvalde. That special airs Wednesday at 9 p.m. right here on KSAT 12. We're also going to stream it on KSAT Plus and on our YouTube page.
New on the Nightbeat, a bad bet. 2 people arrested after Bexar County Sheriff's deputies make an illegal gambling bust.
Happened around 5:30 this afternoon along FM 78 and Beach Trail on the northeast side. Deputies say that no one inside the suite wanted to answer the door when they arrived, but the BCSO had a search warrant, and when deputies got inside, they say that 8 women and 2 men were using slot machines.
One of the 2 people arrested had marijuana and a firearm. Right now, it's not clear how many gambling machines were actually confiscated in all this.
The San Antonio man accused of shooting his ex-wife and stabbing his 2 daughters, killing one of them, is staying in jail. We're talking about Stephen Clare. Last week, there was a bond hearing to decide whether Stephen Clare would get his bond lowered or revoked. And today, the judge decided the latter.
I'm going to grant the state's motion to deny bail.
Well, we're obviously a little disappointed with the judge's decision, but what I'll do now is I'll go back to my office, I'll get back with my team, and we'll continue investigating and seeing about giving Mr. Clare the best possible defense.
And by the way, Clare still hasn't been indicted. It's also unclear if the district attorney is going to seek the death penalty in this case.
A car crash, a fatal shooting, 1 woman dead, another in jail after a road rage shooting. Police say 23-year-old Casey Garcia arrested in connection to that incident. Happened about 9:30 last night at a gas station on Loop 410 near Highway 151.
Officers are telling us that Garcia got into a crash with the victim, then followed her to the gas station and allegedly shot her. And now she's charged with murder.
It has been 20 years and police insured still don't know who killed this man. It is 55-year-old Samuel Fonsteel. He was shot and killed on May 22, 2003. His father says he thinks about his son daily and would like closure by finding the person responsible. If you know anything that can help, you're asked to call the Guadalupe County Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. That number on your screen right there, 877-403-8477.
And now let's go to some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat news flash. The search is on for the person who killed this man, and that's 22-year-old Joseph Banales. He died April 15th when he was shot in the head on his way home from a military ball by another driver. The Selma Police Department is looking for a vehicle that might be connected to the shooting. It's a dark-colored sports car with a loud exhaust, possibly a Nissan 350Z or 370Z. Crime Stoppers is offering up to $5,000 for any information that leads to an arrest. The Army Criminal Investigation Division is also offering an additional $25,000. So if you know anything, you can call the Army CID at 210-221-1050 or Crime Stoppers. The number's on your screen also. It's 210-224-STOP. Texas needs more engineers, welders, and chiropractors, and that's why Governor Greg Abbott announced that he's giving more than $1 million in grants to local schools so that they can prepare students for careers in those fields. And the schools are supposed to use that money to buy equipment to train students. San Antonio ISD is getting the largest chunk of that, about $745,000 to train chiropractors and engineering technicians. The Alamo Colleges District and the Northeast and Southside ISDs are getting the rest of the money. TikTok now suing the state of Montana over a bill that would ban that social media app in the state. Under the law, Montana would fine TikTok $10,000 per day if it makes the app available to personal devices in the state starting January of 2024. The law stems from growing concern about TikTok's ties to China through its parent company and also the potential for Chinese government to access U.S. data. Now, TikTok says that fear is unfounded and also argues the law is unconstitutional. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
Across the country, doorbell cameras helping detectives find burglars. So police departments asking for doorbell video. But can they get them without your permission? Read more about that answer right now on our website, KSAT.com. Why is he walking away? What Northside ISD superintendent has to say as he gets ready to say goodbye.
An unimaginable tragedy. The lives of 19 students and 2 teachers lost.
Look at us. Our lives have been turned upside down.
After 12 months, actions to prevent school shootings in Texas have stalled.
For our kids, not enough for you to make some kind of change.
And the once strong community of Uvalde is beginning to fracture.
Wednesday at 9, the search for answers in a community struggling to heal.
1 year in, Uvalde. Wednesday at 9 p.m. on KSAT 12.
It is the city's biggest school district, one of the biggest in the state, and the man who has led it for the last 11 years is leaving. I sat down with the soon-to-be former Northside superintendent, Dr. Brian Woods, to talk about the challenges facing public schools in Texas and his emotions as he leaves a school district he's been part of for 30 years. He started as a teacher. Here's a Spriester Sessions snapshot.
It's just a hard thing. You walk away from people you've worked with for more than 30 years. It's a hard thing to do. And you feel, to some degree, you feel like you're letting them down and you don't want to do that, So, yeah, I mean, there are second thoughts all the time. I know I've made the right decision.
There were a lot of people when you first announced that they felt a sense of loss, not only for Northside, but also because you have been such a vocal advocate of public schools.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people?
Yeah, that's part of the group that you hate to let down, right? What I say to those people is I think John Kraft, my successor, will step into those shoes. I'll continue to do that work just in a different organization with a slightly different role. But I think that work is important. It's become, in the last 11 years, my life's work, the most important work I think I can contribute to. And so I acknowledge that folks feel that way, and I feel badly about that. It doesn't change the decision.
You think Northside is in a good place. Time to step away. How do you feel about the larger state public school system?
That's a pretty complicated question. I feel good about how schools in Texas have come out of the pandemic, how they are managing the kind of learning lag that kids are experiencing still in some cases. I feel good about that. The things that I don't feel so good about are less to do directly with schools and more to do with the kind of policy and political environment that schools operate in.
We talked Uvalde, school safety, and legitimate fears around school shootings and more. To see the entire interview, you can follow this URL code or stream it right now on our KSAT streaming platforms. By the way, Dr. Brian Woods isn't leaving San Antonio. He'll be working for the Texas Association of School Administrators. He says that's where his advocacy work for public schools will continue. Enjoyed our interview. Hope you'll watch this latest edition of Spriester Sessions.
Yeah, we're looking forward to watching that. But now here's a live cam. Right here, Sky 12 over the downtown area, 76 degrees. The city looks so pretty, especially around this time. But, super calm this week, pretty steady temperatures. But, we're thinking about our friends in Guam, since this is Military City, USA, and
Absolutely.
It's a different situation all the way over there, where they're preparing for a possible typhoon.
That's right. Typhoon Mawar is actually making its way to Guam right now. So take a look at your screen. We're starting off with the tropical satellite. No, there's a lot of interests out there. Typhoon Mawar. You may be wondering, why is it called a typhoon and not a hurricane? Well, that's what hurricanes are called, typhoons, in this part of the Pacific Ocean. You can see Guam right there. 170,000 is the population on that U.S. territory, Andersen Air Force Base. It does look like Mawar is going to come very close to Guam. Guam feeling the impacts, especially through the day tomorrow. If it does come as close as it's expected to, that would be the closest a strong typhoon like this has come to Guam in 20 years. But as Stephania mentioned, it is quiet here in San Antonio. The high today was 85, 3 degrees shy of the average, so just a little bit cooler than average. And I'm showing you the radar here because I want to show you how quickly these storms off of the mountains of Mexico have died down. This is going to be something we're going to be seeing every single day. The mountains of Mexico here, we're going to see those storms blossom during the day but fall apart once they lose the daytime heating. And in fact, across the state of Texas, just about every day here, we're going to see storms develop in the Panhandle and across West Texas. And as they try to move south, they're likely going to fall apart. But right now, Abilene, from San Angelo all the way up to areas near Fort Worth, under the gun for severe weather. This complex of storms is expected to weaken as it moves south. Generally, the weather pattern today following these upper level winds over the next several days coming in from the northwest. And so this is going to be something we're going to be watching every day. Odds are that these storms are going to fall apart before they even reach San Antonio. But it is something that is going to be on our radar over the next several days. Right now, we've got about a 20% chance for coverage on Wednesday and Thursday over the next couple of days for those storms to have the opportunity to make it to San Antonio. Pretty slim odds, though, there. And as we look ahead to Memorial Day weekend, just an isolated shower storm is in the forecast for Memorial Day itself. So starting your day tomorrow, a few clouds in the morning, 67 degrees to start your day. But then very quickly, we're going to see mostly sunny skies. 82 by noon and a warm one tomorrow with a high right near 87. Humidity is also going to be a bit high, so it'll probably feel closer into the low 90s than in the upper 80s. So looking at your highs tomorrow, it'll be 90 in Uvalde, 85 in Rock Springs, 87 in Kerrville, 88 in San Antonio, 88 in Canyon Lake, and 89 in Pleasanton. Zooming a little closer to the metro area, get you neighborhood view, 88 in Converse, 87 in Seguin, 89 in New Braunfels, and 90 in Castroville. Planning everything out, again, we're going to be watching those storms that develop out in the Panhandle and West Texas just about every single day the next couple of days. Odds are only about 20% that those storms will make it to us, but still something we'll be keeping our eye on. Otherwise, a quiet week after a lot of rain the last several days for us. I'm not complaining about the rain. In fact, I wish we could have a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know how those summer months are, so we got to stock up on the rain now.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, so it's softball, baseball. This is do or die time.
It is for sure. So Our Lady of the Lake advanced to the NAIA College World Series for the very first time. There's probably 7, 8, 9, 10 local girls on this team. They are ranked number 2 in the nation, and they're looking to win it all. Plus, UTSA baseball, yeah, they certainly want to leave no doubt about it this year as they chase Omaha in big board sports.
We've made this our goal since the fall, and so, we've been pursuing it, and now we're finally in the last tournament of the year. I'm just super proud of our kids. I mean, they certainly deserve it, but our challenge is to go there and act like we've been there before, even though we haven't.
Coach Lennington and his Olu Saints are College World Series bound in big board sports. 2-seed UTSA will open Conference USA tournament play Wednesday in Houston against 7-seed Middle Tennessee in a double elimination tourney. The Roadrunners swept the Blue Raiders 3-0 earlier in the season. With an RPI of 64, the Roadrunners feel they have to win this tournament to advance to the College World Series. Last year they didn't, losing in the CUSA Finals, and that cost them a trip to Omaha.
Certainly, the guys on the team last year feel that way after we did make it to the finals last year. And so we're ready to do that again. We feel even better this year than we did this time last year. So if we were able to make it all the way to the finals last year, we feel like we can do that again now.
Oh, for sure. Just like last year, we had to go into the tournament and show that we belonged and that we can compete still against good teams at the end of the season. So just like last year, got to go and do our best, win some games.
UTSA will face Middle Tennessee Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. from Reckling Park on Rice campus. Roadrunners senior Taylor Smith had a monster week with 6 homers to earn his first Conference USA Hitter of the Week honors. Then nearly an hour later, he was named the Collegiate Baseball National Player of the Week. He hit 6 homers across 4 games to close out the regular season. University of the Incarnate Word pitcher Steve Hayward was named the Southland Conference Relief Pitcher of the Year. He tied the conference lead with 7 saves and led the league with 19 games finished. And his teammate Ray Mendoza was named Newcomer of the Year. Ray transferred from Houston Baptist to UIW and led the Southland with 60 runs batted in. Last week, Our Lady of the Lake softball won the opening round San Antonio bracket title, punching their ticket to the NAIA World Series for the first time in program history. Today, we caught up with the Saints at Missions Baseball Academy to chat with them about their historic playoff run.
Yeah, definitely a business trip. It's a little bit different. I remember last year we went to a place that was out of state. It's kind of like, oh, okay, like this is nice and almost vacation mode a little bit. And then this year, like we know, like it's business. I have no doubt with the team that they believe that. So.
Then obviously it's pretty simple just to go saying we're just happy to be here, happy to be in Georgia, but at the end of the day, like we want to win. So let's go up there knowing like this is what we want to win, and we're not just up there just to be happy that we're here. So business trip, yes.
Very exciting week coming up. Yeah, I don't know. I think we worked all season for this exact week, so just going into this week, we have to just remember all the work we put in and, yeah, just go out and leave it all on the field.
Tomorrow afternoon, the team will get a prayer send-off and then head to Columbus, Georgia for the NAIA College World Series starting Thursday. In the NBA Western Conference Finals tonight, the Nuggets held off the Lakers 113-111 to sweep the Lakers 4-0. Denver advances to the NBA Finals for the first time in team history, where they will face the winner of Miami-Boston. And in Major League Baseball, the Rangers dropped their first game of a 9-game road trip at the Pirates 6-4, and the Astros started their 6-game roadie with a 12-10 win at the Brewers. NFL owners are holding spring meetings after the break.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones is in Minneapolis for the NFL owners' spring meetings this week. Among the items approved, the NFL will be able to flex a limited number of late-season Thursday night games on Amazon Prime. Green Bay will host the 2025 NFL Draft inside and around iconic Lambeau Field in Titletown, marking the first time the draft will be held in Green Bay. And the San Francisco Bay Area will host Super Bowl 16 2026 with the game played at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. This comes 10 years after Levi's Stadium hosted Super Bowl 50. Backed by Spreester demand, East Central softball head coach Maggie Wellham taking an ice-cold bath after her team won the Class 6A regional semis. And here it comes in slow motion, Spree, at 25% original speed. Coach sees the ice bucket coming.
See?
She knows there's nothing she can do but prepare for ice coldness. Turn and protect yourself, Coach. She does her best. We'll have more of the coach and her Hornets tomorrow at 6. Fresh sound as they prep for San Benito.
You see, Coach Maggie has a decision to make.
She does. What do I do?
Yeah, and she basically knew there's no mistake.
Took it like a champ.
Yeah.
You just embraced
the look on her face, though.
There was nowhere to go.
No, there wasn't.
We'll be right back after this.
Thank you for indulging me, Larry.
You're welcome.
Okay, so before you go, we want you to check this out. Lego is going back to the 80s with its newest set that recreates the vintage Pac-Man arcade game.
Yeah, the set celebrates the 43rd anniversary of Pac-Man with 2,650 pieces, including 3 iconic figures. It also allows fans to recreate some of the legendary ghost-munching moves played in the game.
Okay, so you're wondering how much does this cost? Well, only $269.99. Yeah, not that cheap.
Yeah.
Find out where you can pick one up right now on KSAT.com.
And with all the recent rains, you may be needing to do some yard work. I know I am. This will be a good week to get that done. There's only an isolated shower storm possible Wednesday and Thursday as we're watching some storms to our north to see if they can make it to San Antonio. Otherwise, humid and warm just about every single day with a high in the upper 80s, feeling closer to 90 degrees though with that humidity.
Okay, so just catch up on your outdoor projects this week before it gets to rain. Have a great night.
See you tomorrow.